Okay, so in the last lecture, we discussed about numeric data types. Today, we are going to continue the data types with strings. So a string is a data structure in Python that represents a sequence of characters, and it is an immutable data type, meaning that once you have created a string, you cannot change it. There are actually two types of data types. One is immutable and another is mutable. Uh, Immutable, as I said, once you create any immutable data type, you cannot change it, whereas you can modify the mutable data types. An example of mutable data type is list, which we are going to see in the future. Then the strings are widely used in many different applications, such as storing, manipulating text data, representing any name, address, or any other type of data that we can represent as a text. And the Python does not have any character data type, as we have discussed already previously. To create any string, we just need to use quotes. It can be single quote, double quote, or even triple quotes. And anything within the quote is considered as a string. A string without any characters, just the quotes, is a string with length of 1. Okay. So I'm going to use IntelliJ IDEA to show the Python codes. I'm going to create a new file here. So to create a new file, you just have to go to the project project tab which you have created, and there you can search for this. Right click on it, and you have this new option. Here you have different options. These things are pretty much common: module, file, scratch file, and directory. And the other things like Python file, HTML, Kotlin, and other stuffs, these are based on what have you installed on your IDE. So since I have Python IDE installed, that's why I'm getting an option to create a Python file directly. I can create Python file from going here also and giving a .py extension, or I can go to Python file and I can create a file. So I'm going to create a strings Python file here. Okay, I already have that. So I'm going to create a demo Python file. And I'm going to close it. As I said, we can create a string by just putting anything between a quote. It can be single quote, double quote, or triple quote. I'm just going to use single quote here. So let's say I have this string, Python is fun. Okay. Now, as I said, every character is a string within these quotes, right? So you see, P is a character here, Y is a character here, and similarly, all other alphabets are character here. Even the white space in between is considered as a character here. So this determining the position of any character is called as indexing in Python. Okay, so I'll just put a comment here. You can always put a comment in your codes just by giving a hash symbol. So if you see, this is the first character. So and one more thing. So the index in Python always starts with a 0. So this is the first character, which is at index 0. Then we have Y as the second character, which is at index 1. Similarly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then from here we have 10. So I'm just gonna do one more thing. Sorry. So this is 10. So I'm just giving a superscript here. So this is 10, 11, 12. Okay. So this is our string, and these are the indexes of all the characters within that string. Now, how do we access those indexes? The syntax for that is using a square bracket. So you can put the index of a particular character within the square bracket of that variable, and you are going to get that character. You can retrieve that character. So for example, if here I want to retrieve h, I can just put 3 because h is at third index of that variable, right? And to run the code for the first time, if you have created any Python file in IDE, you have to right click and you will get an option to run space the file name. Okay, and you can run it. See, so we are getting h here by using that index value. Okay, and later on, once you have run your code by this thing first time, then you'll get an option here to directly run your code from here. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, so just one more thing here I would like to say. So this index is basically your is basically the position of your characters within that variable, within that string, and you can use it in both the ways. You can use it in forward manner also, and also in your backward manner. So backward indexing is called as negative indexing. So for example, if you have this code as, let's say you wanna, let me show you everything first. So let me do it once more. So this is 0. Okay, it is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here you see we are retrieving 0 to 5 characters of 0 to 5 indexes here. Okay. So if you want to use the last 3, if you want to find the last 3 indexes, we have to count right from the start till end, right? But if you don't, if it is a very long sentence or a very long paragraph where we want to just retrieve the last 3 characters of our sentence, so we don't have to count it from start. It will be very tiresome work. So in that case, what we can do is we can use negative indexing. So I'm just going to comment out this code right here, and I'm going to use negative indexing here. Negative indexing basically starts with -1. Okay, print. So I can use the variable name, and within square bracket, I can give the negative value. Negative indexing starts with -1. So the last character of your string is at the -1th position. Now, if I run the code, I'm getting the value n. This is the last character of our string. Similarly, I can just retrieve the other two, -2, -3. As you can see, we have NUF. So NUF, the last 3 characters of our string, right? Now, how do we find the last character of our string? Okay, so if you are just confused or you are not sure what is the negative index of any particular character in our string, you can what you can do is you can simply use the logic of size of the what do you say, index, positive index of that string minus the size of the string. Okay, so for example, what is the positive index of n here? It's 12, right? And what is the size of the string? It's 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? So the size of the string is 13. You can also find it using uh, len function. So this is a function in Python to find the length of any string. You see, it's 13, right? So the length of the string is 13 and the positive index of this n is 12 here, right? So what we can do is we can do 12 minus 13. This is the first position of our negative index, or you can say the last position of the string. Then we can do 11 minus 13. This is the second last character of our function. This is then 10 minus 13. So this is 10, 10th index, and minus the length of the string. And if I run it, we are going to get the same value. So this is how we find the negative index of any character in our string.